Thanks.
And then Jeff, go.
A follow to Kelly's question about trying to quantify the pool of potential Supreme Court nominees.
Yeah.
A White House official told us late Friday that the reporting in some outlets that there were 3 primary contenders, that was incorrect. I wonder then, for our reporting, would it be more accurate to say a dozen, dozens plural, women under consideration?
I understand your efforts. I appreciate them. I value them. But I can tell you that the president feels very strongly about ensuring we're protecting the process. What I was getting at with Kelly a little bit, but let me be a little more clear, is that the number of bios and information that the president has been reviewing was greater than the 3.
Okay. On voting rights, what's the president's view on the early bipartisan talks around rewriting, reforming the Electoral Count Act? It doesn't go nearly as far as he'd wanted on voting rights, but there is perhaps new urgency given the former president's comments at that rally and in the statement where he appeared to admit to this scheme to overturn the election results of 2020.
Sure. Well, let me speak to that first, and then I'll come around to the Electoral Count Act. So in terms of the former president, his actions represented a unique and existential threat to our democracy, as the president has said many times. But, you know, his remarks this weekend, he defended the actions of his supporters who stormed the Capitol and brutally attacked the law enforcement officers protecting it. I think it's important to shout that out and call that out. He even attacked his own vice president for not, in his words, having overturned the election. And it's just a reminder of how unfit he is for office. And it's telling that even some of his closest allies have rejected those remarks as inappropriate in the days since. As it relates to the Electoral Count Act, as you noted, Jeff, in your question, I mean, it is not a replacement. And I think why we keep saying that is because we don't want anyone to suggest who supports it that it's a replacement for the John Lewis Voting Rights Act or other voting rights legislation that has important components of it that would provide a basic baseline and important protections for people across the country who are trying to exercise their fundamental right. We've been open to and a part of conversations about the Electoral Count Act. We've never been opposed to it. We just don't want it to be a replacement for.